Hello and good morning, friends of Sudoku, and welcome to the June 16, 2023 edition of the New York Times Hard Sudoku Puzzle. Let's see, we got an 8 blocking up here, so one of these will have to be an 8 blocking up here, and this 8 blocks across, so here's an 8. A 9 now blocks up and up, so a 9 is forced into this square. The 4 here or here. You also have a 4 in one of these two squares and a 7 in one of these two. 9 block up over and over. Here's a 9 in one of these squares, and therefore a 9 must go here or here. We see that this 9 blocks this square. A 4 is blocking here and here, so a 4 goes, sorry about that, so a 4 goes here. This 4 goes down, and therefore a 4 must go in this square here. Now we have 4s here or here. What else do we see? 7 here or here, but I think I mentioned that already. 5 up here somewhere, and a 3. Let's see, 3 blocks over and over, 3 goes here or here. Only 1, 2 in the grid. But we do need a 2, 4, and a 7 for these squares. Here there's a 4 and a 7 here, so the 2 goes here. And these are now 4s and 7s. Therefore, a 3 goes here or here. But we have a 3 blocking across and down. Here's a 3, and also, well, 3, one of these 3 squares, so that's a bit much. Two, 7 and 6 up here. The 6 blocks here, so this is a 2 or a 7, 6 here or here. These 2 squares, of course, must be a 1 and a 6. Therefore, a 1 must go in one of these squares here, and the 6, I think we can do something with the 6s now. Of course, the 6 blocks down and over. Here's a 6. And we now need a 6 for one of these squares here. One, 2, and a 5 for these squares. There's a 1 and a 5 blocking here, so here's a 2. This is a 1 and a 5. These were, I recall, a 4 and a 7. Therefore, a 2 and a 3 go here. We know that these must be, oh, hang on, a 2 and a 3. Why not just input them like so? Because the 2 blocks across here. Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to say that these must be a 7, 8, and a 5. 7, 8, and a 5. I can't place them yet. We also need a 1, 7, 3, and an 8 across here. There's a 1, 8, and a 7 blocking this square. Therefore, that must be a 3 blocking over. This 3 blocks over, this blocks down. Here is a 3. 1, 7, 8 now. So 7, 8 here, 1, 8 here, and 1, 7 here. That's all not so good. So let me look elsewhere and see if I can come up with a number. Looking at the 3, we need a 3 for one of these squares here, because this 3 blocks here, this 3 blocks here, here, and here, this 3 blocks here, so here's a 3. This 3 blocks across, so does this. these two threes block these squares. Therefore, 3 must go here. Now we need a 2 for one of these squares here. Which one is it going to be? I just don't know. And we need a 7 for one of these squares. And a 4 for one of these 3 squares. Oh, hang on, we got a 3 blocking up, and 2 3s blocking these squares. So here's a 3. Now we got 7s here or here, and we got a 2 here or here. Two, 9, 6, and a 7 for these 4 squares. Across here, we need to find a 2, 5, 7, 8, 9. And we got a 7, 8, and a 9 here blocking. So this is a 2 or a 5. Can we do anything with that? I don't think we can. That's a pity. We also have an 8 in one of these squares. I'm just noticing. So 8 and 9 in these 3 squares. We also need 1, 2, and a 6. But isn't this square pretty restricted? We know that 8 and 9 must go in these squares over here, so this cannot be an 8 or a 9. It also cannot be a 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be a 5, but not a 6 and a 7. Yes, we got ourselves a 5 here now. And that gives us a 5 for this square. These now must be a 7 and an 8. The 2s are bugging me for some reason. One and 8 among these 3 squares. It seems that we've got a 9 blocking over and up. One of these is a 9 blocking over. This 9 blocks over, so a 9 is forced to go here. Now we just need a 7, 8, and a 2 for these squares. We got a 7, 8 here, so here's a 2, and these must be 7, 8s. And this 2 blocks up, this 2 blocks up, here's another 2. Now we got 2s up here somewhere. And we are now looking for a 7, 9, and a 6 here. This is a 6, 7. This is a 6, 7, but the 6 blocks up, so 7 goes here, 6 here. This is now a 7, 9. 7 blocks over. The 9 goes here, and the 7 here. Now we got 9s here or here. And down here, we got a 4, 5, and a 6, making these a 1, 8, and a 9. The 9 must go here, of course. This is now a 1, 8 and a 1, 8. This is also a 1, 8. But we know that an 8 had to go in one of these squares here, didn't we? Because the 8 blocks over and down. Here's an 8. Here's a 1. Here's a 1. So here we are now looking for an 8 and a 6. 6 blocks over. 8 goes here, 6 here. 8 blocks over, therefore an 8 goes here and a 7 here. Now this square can only be a 7. What about these squares? I think we talked about them before, didn't we? There must be a 1 and a 6. Still no go. 1, 5, 7, 4. Still nothing to be done, but here we can do something. We can enter a 1 because why not? 2, 8, 9 here. Also really nothing. 4, 5, 6, 7 here. 6, 7, 4. Blocking down. Here's a 5. Blocking up. Blocking up. Blocking over. 5 goes here, and therefore, no therefore is because we already have a 5 for blocking here. But back to these three squares, 7, 4, and a 6. 4, 7, we know that, so 6 must go here or here. Not immediately clear to me. So let's look elsewhere. 1, 2, 8, and a 9 here. We got 8, 9 here, so this is a 1, 2. 2, 8, this is a 1, 9. This is an 2, 8, 9. But 8, 9 here. So hang on, we got an 8, 9 and here blocking, and 8, 9 here blocking. So these must be 8 and 9. And the 8 blocks over already. So here's a 9, here's the 8. This is now a 1, 2, and this is a 1, 2. The 8 blocks down and across. Here's an 8. Things are shaping up nicely, I think. We need a 9 for one of these squares, and this 9 blocks here. So here's a 9, and here's a 2. Blocking up, blocking across, a 2 goes here. Therefore, this is a 1 that we were looking for. And this is a 1, and this therefore must be the 5, making a 5 out of this square. And this must be the 4, therefore, blocking up, and 4 blocking over. Here's another 4. Still a 4, 7 here. 1, which goes here, of course, and a 6, which goes here. Now we got ourselves a 6 for this square, and a 4 for this, making this a 4 and this a 7 as per previous analysis. This, therefore, also is a 7, and this is a 2. This square can only be a, 6, making this a 6 and this a 1. And that's it for today's hard puzzle from the New York Times. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.